many are calling the biggest game in these parts in 10 years, the Indiana Hoosiers welcome the record-setting comeback kids of Michigan State, led by Coach John L. Smith, and Big Ten Player of the Week quarterback Drew Stanton, in a battle for the old brass spittoon, with bowl hopes riding high for both sides.
Their ball. Well, today, both Michigan State and Indiana are in the same boat, so to speak. They both have 4 games remaining, and they both need to win 2 of the 4 to become bowl eligible. So today's winner is a step closer to reaching that goal, meaning we should see a sense of urgency from both sides. Wayne Larrivee and Kelly Stauffer lend us their insight to the matchup in Bloomington.
The Indiana Hoosiers and Coach Terry Hefner walking into the biggest game in these parts in some 10 years. They're going up against a Michigan State team that is coming
Locker room. Hoosiers and the Spartans, identical 4-4 records, 2 wins shy of becoming bowl eligible. Should be a good one from Bloomington. We're back with the kickoff right after this. We'll see you back here at halftime.
An emotional Indiana Hoosier locker room as they get ready for a significant ball game here on the last weekend of October. They're hoping to get 50,000 to the Rock in Bloomington as the 4-4 Hoosiers carry bowl hopes into a Big Ten battle against the 4-4 Michigan State Spartans, and the old brass spittoon has a lot riding on it here this afternoon. Hi, everybody. Wayne Larrivee along with Kelly Stauffer. You know, when Terry Hefner took over this program here in Indiana, he wanted first to play significant games in late October and November. Well, this is significant.
You're absolutely right. It'll be important for a young football team in Indiana to not expend all of their energy early and do the little things right. That goes a long way to winning big games like this.
Terry Hefner in just his 2nd season at the helm of the Indiana Hoosiers, and they've got a big crowd still getting into the stadium here in Bloomington. Hefner was an outstanding coach at Miami of Ohio, succeeding his friend Randy Walker, the late Randy Walker, who went on to Northwestern. There's John L. Smith, his 4th season at Michigan State, trying to get the Spartans to a bowl game for the first time in his tenure in East Lansing. And boy, did they get up off the mat last week at Northwestern. We'll document that for you if you missed it. 48 degrees. They have had 6 inches of rain in these parts this week. Folks were out just applauding the sun this morning for the first time in these parts. And we got a gusty day. The wind 13 to 20 miles per hour. It's crisp and cool. It could not be better for football here in Indiana. Michigan State won the toss, and they will receive. The Spartans have dominated this series for the old brass spittoon recently, winning 8 of the last 9 matchups between these two schools. Michigan State wins the toss and elects to receive. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's significant. I think Michigan State wants Drew Stanton and that offense on the field right away to try to regain that and sustain that momentum from a week ago.
Demond Williams, the principal, deep back to receive the opening kickoff from Austin Starr. The Hoosiers in red, the Spartans in white and green. Great to have you with us, and we are underway. Kick carries into the end zone deep. Williams downs it, and Michigan State will start with a 1st and 10 at the balls for last week. Michigan State opens in an empty backfield. 5 receivers set to start the ball game. Quick toss. Williams, who blocked a punt last week down the sideline, stepped out of bounds. 34-yard line. It's a 14-yard gain to a 1st down. So Michigan State gets off to a quick start, riding the momentum of that comeback win last week. A.J. Jiverson will start at running back for J.U. Colcrick, who's down with a knee injury. Matt Trannon's return to the lineup is a big factor in the passing game. Up front, that left side of the line has been restructured. Kenny Shane back into the lineup after a week off due to injury helps an awful lot, and Kyle Cook is the stabilizer at center. Colcrick is the long setback now. On 1st down from the 34, Stanton, the quick toss into the flat. Jeremy Scott escapes out of bounds due to the flu. Second down for Michigan State. Stanton on the cross. Kerry Reed's got a first down to the 45.
Michigan State.
Stanton playing with multiple injuries. He's been banged up, had a thumb injury on his throwing hand earlier, a sore back. Took a hard fall last week at Northwestern. Colquitt trying to change directions and upended on the play by Myers. Good penetration up front, and the freshman. And he's in there right now, Kelly, in the shotgun alongside of Drew Stanton on second down and 7. Stanton sets up the screen to Jimerson. Excellent coverage. Geno Johnson got enough of it. Michigan State second to the Big Ten in third down conversions, 48%. They were 6 of 11 last week at Northwestern. Third down and 6 here. Stanton steps up, takes it himself. Close to the first down. They're going to mark him just short near the 46-yard line, gain of 5.
Count.
Up to the line of scrimmage. They hand it off to Colquitt. Not a bad call either. Nice hold off the left side of that offensive line. Kenny Shane and Kyle Cook doing the work. Colquitt. Michigan State first and 10. Holmes, the tight end's on the wing, right side of the line. Colquitt inside the 40, down to the 40, 2-5, second and 5. Colquitt, the lone setback. Stanton on play action, looking deep. Overshot Love, incomplete. Brackett. 10th play of the drive here for Michigan State, the opening drive of the ball game. Third down once again, Stanton in the spread. Williams, again the man they call, and again he responds, breaks a tackle down the sidelines. He'll go all the way for the touchdown.
Complete to number 10, Devin Thomas. Touchdown, Michigan State.
Devin Thomas.
East Coast to the West Coast, down the Dixie Highway, back home. This is our country. And poverty could be just another ugly thing, and bigotry would be seen only as obscene. And the ones that run this land help the poor and common man.
That was the pregame here. Rock and roll legend John Mellencamp singing his hit Our Country with the Singing Hoosiers and the IU African American Choral Ensemble backing him up. Well, that had to be a thrill for those kids, huh?
Oh, yeah, a thrill for us, too,
It
right?
sure was. He is absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, one of my favorites. Always a thrill to see him perform. And that got people fired up here in this big homecoming crowd. But Drew Stanton kind of took the air out of it. He engineered a 10-play, 80-yard drive, hit 5 of 6 passes, 64 yards, including a 38-yarder to Devin Thomas. Oh, an onside kick, squib kick, taken by one of the upbacks. Nick Sexton gets it across the 45-yard line. Nicely capability, but he's not just a running quarterback. He's shown a deft touch in the passing game. Marcus Thigpen, first play from scrimmage for the Hoosiers. Hepner says he's going to build his offense on. There are 5 others who are redshirting this year, offensive linemen. Lewis, Jaqueen Ireland made a leaping attempt and a penalty marker down. Jaqueen, 9-yard line of Michigan State. Lewis in the spread offense. 3 receivers at the top. They've got 1 to the bottom of your screen. And they work the reverse to Thigpen around the right end. I think he wanted to throw for a moment and then just took what he could get. That's Polk rather than
In the football, he's not exactly going to survey the field. He had one guy, and if he's not there, then you try to make something out of it.
Yeah, he's not going to check down. Thigpen trying to reverse fields. David Herron arrives on the scene. Kellen Lewis has some time. Decisive throw. Hardy's got a first down. Reaches in.
Routes, get releases off the line of scrimmage. Way too soft right there.
First and 10. Indiana, the Michigan State 24. Lewis calls his own number. and he fooled most of the defense. Otis Wiley.
Defense doesn't really keep an eye on a quarterback. You have so many things to defend in the red zone. A quarterback is just an extra headache for a defensive coordinator.
Indiana's last of the Big Ten in rushing at 97 yards a game, but they've been much better since Lewis emerged at the quarterback position in the last 4 weeks. McCray, not much there.
In the red zone is Illinois.
There it is. Last 5 trips, they've been very good, however. Facing a 3rd down here. 3rd and about 3. Lewis takes it himself. Unable to get away for the 1st down. Oh,
does a good job of getting hands on and keeping them off your legs and making a nice play.
Gain of 2. They're 2 yards short of the 1st down. They call on Austin Starr, the sophomore from Logansport, Indiana. 34-yard field goal attempt. His long is 46. He's 8 of 10 overall, 7 of 9 inside of 40 yards. He's got this one right down the boulevard. Each side has scored on its first offensive possession. Michigan State leads it by 4 early going in Bloomington. Point Larrabee, Kelly Stauffer, welcome back to Indiana. Beautiful, crisp, cool, clear afternoon here in Bloomington. 8 plays, 39 yards for the Hoosiers. And the 34-yard field goal by Austin Starr. Each side has had the football once offensively. Michigan State took it the distance. Starr's kick squibs across the 10. Demond Williams. Able to shake loose. Look out! Ridden down from behind across the 45-yard line. A 40-yard return sets up Michigan State. Good field position. 46-yard line of the Spartans, 1st down. The play action to Colquitt. Stanton on the roll, takes it himself. Stanton escapes out of bounds across the 50.
They have to sew things up if you're Indiana defensively.
2nd and 5, Michigan State. And whistles hold up the action.
Prior to the snap. False start. Number 79 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd out.
Michigan State
Possibly have.
Today's 1st and 10 line brought to you by Titan Technology Partners. Go to s2v.com to learn more about how Titan makes IT right. Kenny Kendall came across the line. But was it Rocco Cerrone who pulled him off sides?
Prior to the
False
snap.
start. Yep.
False start. Number 57 on the offense.
That's 2 in a row.
It's for Indiana here today.
2nd down and 15. Stanton with time. Pump fakes once. Can he get away? No, he can't. In a mile. Four wide receiver set. Colquitt gets the call. Safe play. That's one of those wave the Tracy Porter. He's replaced Lance Bennett as the punt returner for the Hoosiers. Line drive kick. Returnable. Porter gets a block. Cuts it back. Can't get very far. Got to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. He's missed 2 games this season. Was suspended earlier, but really started to catch his stride in the Illinois game. Lewis out of an empty backfield. It's juggled, dropped, incomplete. James Bailey, the intended receiver, the sophomore.
And that's what Indiana isn't doing right now.
Marcus Thigpen in the offensive backfield with Kellen Lewis. 2nd and 10 for Indiana. Football to the 36-yard line of the Hoosiers. On the delay, Thigpen reads it nicely. Little acceleration there. Got a 1st down to the 50. Down the sideline to the 40. And out of bounds to the 35-yard line. Steered out by Travis Key. Beautiful run. Great job of reading, especially at the line of scrimmage by Thigpen.
On what Michigan State likes to do in passing situations like 3rd or 2nd long right here, they go to a 3-man front. There aren't many down linemen to try to create traffic for Thigpen. If Thigpen can get to the edge, we're talking 4.29 speed.
Kelly, they had this kid at wide receiver earlier this year. but he was a high school running back. He missed doing this, running the football, and you get a look at it. He's very comfortable at that running back position. I asked him, are you a little, well, apparently they're going to say he stepped out at the 49-yard line, but it's still enough for the first down.
I don't think he could have stepped out over there.
Oh, wait a minute. We got a personal foul against Indiana at the end of that run, we're being told. Personal foul against Indiana. Coach Hebner wants an explanation, it looks like.
Well, I would like one myself, because if there was a flag on the field,
I didn't see it.
I saw a bag blowing across the field during that play. I didn't see a flag at all.
Well, that wipes out half of that 30-yard run, but it is a first down at the 49-yard line. Big Ben again alongside of Kellen Lewis. Redshirt freshman quarterback. To the sidelines. Gilmore. Good coverage that time by DeMont. Red for Indiana. Keep an eye on them all day. 2nd and 10. Michigan State in a blitz. Thigpen runs right into it. Just the right call defensively. They can always strong team out of the mat.
Yeah, the running back Wolf has to get off. He's kind of falling out of the Heisman chase. He needs to have a big day.
He was on your list, wasn't he?
He was in the past.
Okay. Nice throw. Good catch. Excellent route. Jakeem Gilmore from Kellen Lewis, and they beat DeMont. Indiana on the drive. This is their second offensive possession of the game. Hulk the man in motion to the bottom of your screen. Lewis. Harding. Touchdown! Touchdown pass. Kellen Lewis to James Harding. Indiana has the lead. Austin Stars point after. It's good. He just did hook it inside the upright. 10-7. Kellen Lewis engineers a 6-play, 64-yard drive, 30-yard touchdown pass to James Hardy. Hardy's 5th touchdown reception of the season.
James Hardy matched up on Kendall Davis-Clark. The double move. You can't see it all that great on this one, but look how he uses that big body. He slows up right at the end and keeps that defender behind him. Very good throw, going to the right place once again for a young quarterback in Lewis, but outside it was the double move. Davis-Clark, remember we talked about, he was playing off. You can see the reaction of the young quarterback. Feels good to throw to a 6'7" receiver, I guarantee you that. 6 plays, 64 yards. It didn't take a lot of time, but that's a matchup we need to keep an eye on. Kendall Davis-Clark, 38, matched up against James Hardy. Clark was playing soft, and Hardy was catching the ball in front of him. When Clark started to sneak up, Hardy made a double move and went over the top.
Kellen Lewis has been a bit of a surprise at quarterback. Remember, Indiana came into the season with Graham McFarland, a 5th-year senior quarterback, and Blake Powers was their starter at the outset of the season, a junior from Brandenburg, Kentucky. I beg your pardon. But Kellen Lewis eventually emerged as the quarterback as the season ensued. A high kickoff here. And it is Williams from the 8 to the 20. Slips a defender, 25 to the 30. And he's tripped up across the 30.
I mean, quick screen, and then you have to try to find a way around a blitzing linebacker.
2nd and 10. Stanton in the empty gun over the middle. Nice hit on the play. Well timed by Will Myers as he broke up the play to Jeremy Scott. 3 weeks ago in Champaign, if there's a turning point of the season, it's on this play right here. The flea flicker worked by the Illini for a touchdown. All of a sudden, Indiana's down 25-7, and they don't look good doing it. And Terry Hebner took note, and he scolded his defense, and he implored them to tighten things up, and they did. They started playing more man-to-man, they started blitzing, and they started getting back into the game, and they eventually won that football game. And if you look for a turning point, that might have been it. Stanton's got a lot of running room. First down and more, penalty marker flies late.
Carrier, there's a flag
I think TJ Williams, number 12, the wide receiver, working hard, coming back, trying to get a block. I think he blocked a guy in the back, and those are the silly mistakes that have absolutely destroyed this Michigan State offense.
So it's against Michigan State. Kelly. Stanton under pressure. Lets it go and throws it out of bounds.
Was last year. He's going to make an impact the rest of this season.
First down for the Hoosiers. Lewis keeps it himself. Change of direction. Lewis has some running room down those sidelines, and he's collared from behind. Penalty marker flying. They're going to take some extra yardage on this one. Urban Baldwin hit him high. Brought him down to the 41 of Michigan State, and they'll tack another 15 onto that, I have a feeling. 26-yard scamper.
That they didn't earn, that's the problem for Michigan State.
With the penalty, Kelly, it's a 31-yard play. And there, the penalty's already for Michigan State. A high number. Play action, Lewis rolling out. Goes back the other way, wide open, thick pen, touchdown! Play design.
Great play design. Motion one way. Your running back slips quietly out of the backfield the other way. The defense absolutely lost Thick Pen.
Marcus Thigpen on the touchdown reception. His second touchdown catch of the season. His fourth touchdown overall. Austin Starr for the point after. And after trailing 7-0, Indiana has scored 17 unanswered points. And just under 8 minutes to go, second quarter, the Hoosiers lead it by 10. We are seeing the coming of age of a young quarterback. Kellen Lewis, 26 yards over the top. Marcus Thigpen all alone, and the Hoosiers in the lead. Defending the rock. So far, so good for Indiana. It was the big talk here in town on this homecoming, the biggest home game in a decade. They wanted 50,000 on hand here. They've got a great crowd.
They have to be close, I would think. It's kind of filled in as the game started here. It looks nice.
It's been 14 years since IU has drawn 50,000 fans at a home game for an opponent other than Purdue or Ohio State. Short kickoff here. Williams spilled.
Yeah.
Michigan State now down by 10. Stanton looking around. Kalkbreck is there. Juggles it. Drops it. Incomplete. He had Adam McClurg, the middle linebacker, on him.
The drop third down pass. That sums up Michigan State's offense today.
Stanton started the game 5 of 6 passing on that opening drive. 4 receivers set, 3 at the top of your screen. Matt Trannon's at the bottom. Jimerson running wide. Boy, they strung it out nicely. The guy who blew that play up with Joe Kleinsmith. Kleinsmith on the first drive. Third down. To the flank. Devin Thomas not going to get there. It is a fourth down for Michigan State, and another 1, 2, 3 and out.
You can see Tracy Porter right there is a great player. I think if you're running
75 yards against Michigan State. Fourth down, back to the 30 once again. Good punt. Tracy Porter slips by one man and another. Across the 40, off to the races. There is a penalty marker down. Tracy Porter will go all the way, but a penalty marker down back at the Hoosier 26-yard line. 83-yard return pending the outcome of the flag. I don't think the big homecoming crowd is going to cheer this one.
No, they're already a voicing their displeasure. I didn't see the initial
ESPN Plus crew on hand at Indiana. First down, Spartans. They've given up 17 unanswered points. They're trying to break that string here, starting at the Hoosier 49. Stanton to the sidelines. Incomplete. Bailey, the intended receiver. To those passes to the sidelines here with the wind to his back, Kelly, and I wonder if it's just hard to control the football.
good point. Very well could have affected that ball.
Stanton, 2 of his last 9 passing. Remember, he's had the wind to his back primarily here in this second quarter. Oh, going nowhere. They try to cross him up with a running play on 2nd and 10. And J.U. Culcrick, the big 260-pound running back, ran into a wall of Hoosier defenders on that play, led by Will Patterson, the linebacker, loss of 3. Stanton steps up. Does he have enough to get the first down? Does, for the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it just outside the Indiana 40-yard line. And it'll be a 4th down inside the Hoosier 41. Jimerson, the long setback behind Stanton under center. The pitch. Jimerson tried to cut it back, and he's decked on the play. Troy Grossfield then got help from Adam McClurg. A loss of yardage back outside the 45 of the 47-yard line, a loss of 6. First down, Indiana.
Wayne, I agree with the decision to go for it. I agree with the play, but Stanton needs to press the defender right there more. You could see that the defender was already working upfield to the pitch guy. The quarterback needs to press the line of scrimmage and make the defender force the pitch. Stanton didn't do it on that play.
Down by 10. John L. Smith sends his defense back on the field. Kellen Lewis has been red hot. Incomplete. Nehemiah Warwick had the coverage.
Hasn't been able to get a handle on Lewis in the running game.
3-man down line for Michigan State. They usually blitz out of this look. Let's see what they try here. Sir Darian Adams coming on the blitz. Quick toss again. One of those look-in passes. This one to Polk, and it's just too high and hard.
And when you call
offensively at 4.6 yards, it has carried the day so far, led by this quarterback, Kellen Lewis, facing 3rd and 10. Lots of time. Lewis got a receiver open. Means makes a lunging grab. Did he haul it in? Yes, he did. 37-yard.
you have help deep, you got to press on that receiver sitting outside.
Clark, the principal defender. They mark it to the 36. Blitz coming. Lewis has time. Got his man out of bounds.
Which is kind of uncharacteristic for a young quarterback.
Indiana has 3 timeouts remaining. First down at the 25 of Michigan State. Lewis over the top. Incomplete. Bailey, the intended receiver. He was battling them up. 2nd and 10, Indiana. Lewis, pitch, Thigpen. Adams can't make the stop. Thigpen forced out of bounds by Wiley. From the 19-yard line, 3rd down for the Hoosiers. 3rd and 4. Lewis to the sideline. Catch made by Bailey, and he's stacked up. But
he stops, you stop, and you close the gap on him.
Coming up on a minute to go in this first half. First down just outside the 10 for Indiana. Lewis trying to escape. Cannot.
James Hardy, he's right down here at the bottom of the screen. 6'7" receiver in the red zone.
They're coming on a blitz. The hot read got his man. Hardy out of bounds. Close to the first down inside the 5 at the 2-yard line. Well, that was, again, the field. It's 3rd and 1. They can get a first down just inside the 1-yard line, but they're looking for a touchdown. That's Polk in motion. Lewis alone in the gun. Quick toss, and a great catch made by Hardy for the touchdown. Shoestring grab by James Hardy. His 2nd touchdown of the day. 23-7 Indiana.
That matchup, James Hardy on number 38 right there, Davis Clark, is all about Indiana having a great matchup, and they're taking full advantage of it early in this game.
Starr for the point after. And he's got it successfully through the uprights. The Indiana Hoosiers have scored 24 unanswered points. They go 53 yards in 10 plays. James Hardy, his second touchdown reception, a 2-yard TD catch.
Once again, a great job of getting the ball out, but note the softness in the end zone. Clark on Hardy, you can't be that soft. Where are you bailing out to if you're a defender in the end zone? Hardy only has 8-10 yards. Hardy was front and center.
Williams on the return. Jake Powers with a Stanton to the sidelines. High hit on that play on the receiver.
Ball set, let the clock run out.
2nd and 10. Colquitt, you're right. They're going to head to the locker room. Oh, fumble. Indiana's got it. Indiana's got it on a fumble recovery by Adam McClurg, the middle linebacker. My goodness. What else can go wrong for John L. Smith? They're trying to run out the clock, and they fumble it.
Yeah, and if you're running out the clock with the new clock rules, the clock would have started. You didn't need to run another play. There was no reason for you to hand that ball off, and that's what can happen. Disaster. And it's Colquitt. It's not the youngster at Jimerson. They get the big back stood up, and he can't hang on to the football. No reason to run that play right there.
20 seconds remaining. Indiana's taking its final first half timeout. There's another look. McClurg with the hit and the recovery. The daily double for Adam McClurg. And it's first down for Indiana at the 17-yard line of Michigan State.
Wayne, those are the type of decisions that absolutely befuddle Michigan State fans and football fans all over the nation. It's things like that. That play didn't have to happen.
You're right. I mean, you're exactly right. If they were going to just run out the clock, you didn't have to snap the football in that case.
And if you're not running out the clock, throw something safe to a wide receiver. If he breaks it and gets yardage, so be it, but it's safe. You don't mush it up in there to a 260-pound back if your intention is to run out the clock.
This game started with Michigan State winning the toss, and rather than deferring its decision to the second half, taking the football, they motored 80 yards in 10 plays to a touchdown reception by Devin Thomas. Since the touchdown, 6 3-and-out possessions and a fumble lost by Michigan State's offense.
And Indiana now has 0 timeouts, 20 seconds. You can't get stopped in bounds unless you're beyond the first down marker.
Snap to Lewis. Has time to the end zone. Knocked down, incomplete. Oh, a beautiful play. Great recovery made by Sir Darian Adams. Lewis. My goodness, he's played well in this first half. Polk, the man in motion. Nick Polk to the bottom of your screen in the slot. Lewis looking that way, rolling out. Throws the end zone. Touchdown! It's Hardy again! Penalty marker down in the end zone. Is it pass interference, Michigan State, or maybe a push off by Hardy, which would be offensive pass interference, and that'll call a touchdown.
Well, they're calling it a touchdown, so I think the first one may be right.
Touchdown.
Unanswered points.
The question, I think, was did Hardy step out of bounds?
He's out, but he was forced out. That's the only way they could make that ruling. He was forced out by the defender.
It's the only way he could come back
and be the first man to touch the ball.
Michigan State.
Michigan State is calling a timeout. They want someone to take a further look at this.
Yeah, it was quite apparent. Obviously, he was out of bounds. Now, and Kelly, that would come under judgment, would it not, on the field? In that the official on the field, it was an official right there on the play, has to rule that Hardy would not have gone out of bounds had he not been pushed out of bounds or escorted out of bounds right here.
I think that would be the issue. If it wasn't called initially, they could review it, but the hat comes off. The official knows he's out of bounds. The question then becomes, was he forced, was he not? I don't believe that portion would be reviewable because you're right, it would be
a judgment call.
A judgment call.
Greg Cooper is the man who forced him out, or so it appeared. And I think all of this is going to stand up to review.
And the official actually gave us an explanation. We just couldn't hear it over the noise. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a further review on the part of the technical advisor up in the booth.
What a first half for Indiana. And he missed the extra point. Goodness. Still 30 straight points.
That was a junior and senior.
Yep. Squib kick. Football fumbled again. Fumbled by Diego Oquendo, but recovered by Michigan State as the half comes to a close. Well, John L. Smith and company have been here before. Down big at halftime. It was a week ago. They were down by a similar margin. They trailed 30-7. We head to the studio. Mike Gleason and John Cooper.
All right.
Rallying a very quick quarterback.
Tyson Beatty's punt, fair catch signal made. And then, they decoyed it. Terry Love decoyed it, but the Hoosiers would have none of it. And it is down. Now, Kelly, being the perceptive analyst that you are, you saw maybe this ball hit the heel of Terry Love?
It looks like it could have, but take a look at this angle. It looks like it actually is slightly inside of the foot. And if you're at home, you're looking at the same thing the replay officials would be looking at, and I don't think there was indisputable video evidence to reverse anything.
Michigan State starts at its 1-yard line. Big J.U. Colquitt. Try to Brendan Moss at the top of your screen, the tight end. That's Reed at the very top of your screen. Quick toss. Matt Tranning stiff arming his way. Tossed out of bounds. You and I just can't count, that's all. 3rd and 3. Stanton calling his own number. Kleinschmidt makes another play. Joe Kleinschmidt. It's quite a job being done today by the Indiana defensive unit. Much maligned coming in statistically. Fields gets his punt away. Tracy Porter's inside the 40, inside the 35, and down near the Michigan State 32. What do they say? Swing with ease into the breeze? I think he had the breeze to his back. That's why he tried to muscle it up there. Thick pin through the middle, inside the 30, down to the 27.
Today,
Iowa taking care of Northern Illinois in a non-conference battle. Later on today, Minnesota at Ohio State in the Big Ten. 2nd down. Lewis off the hands of Hardy, incomplete. A rare drop on his part. 3rd down. Lewis calls his number. 1st down and more. To the end zone. Touchdown! They say Kellen Lewis runs a 4.640, which is not speed merchant kind of number. But what Kellen Lewis does more impressively than that, he has great functional football speed and quickness. He is as fast as he has to be. 27-yard run. And the extra point is good. Indiana takes advantage of its good field position at the outset of the third quarter. 3 plays, 32 yards. In 65 seconds, the final 27 covered by the redshirt freshman quarterback. Wow. They squibbed this kick. Michigan State's going to let it go, but it stays in play. Close to the 25-yard line. Steve Ward. Yeah, well, we thought that'd be a good one. Joe Novak's got a good team out of the MAC in Northern Illinois. As we resume action here in Bloomington, whistles hold up the play.
Prior to the snap. False start. Number 4 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
That shot, but trust us, folks. There are a lot of people over across the street. Here we go. Stanton running. The man who got just enough of it. 2nd and 11 for Stanton. Stanton out close to the 30-yard line at the 20. And they came in second of the conference, 48% on third downs. And it's incomplete. Indiana up by 30 over Michigan State, and the Spartans have shown very little indication of a comeback of the proportions of last week.
95 penalty yards for Michigan State. They only have 131 total offense. That's the story of this game.
First down for the Hoosiers. They start this drive at their 31. McClurg trying to get to the outside. Clifton Ryan had a shot at him, gain of about 2 yards. Let's get back with Mike Leeson, Sports Center. All right, thank you, Mike. Badgers making the comeback against Illinois. 2nd down for Indiana. McCray trying to get to the outside, stiff-armed his way past David Herron, and then Thornhill, the linebacker, the other linebacker. Play Purdue, it's the old Oaken bucket, right?
Yep.
3rd down. Why am I asking you? You played in the West.
We played for the Bronze Boots.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, look at this. Inside the 15-yard line.
Time.
First down to the Michigan State 13. McCray. Over to make the tackle. Michigan State defensively came in with a 10th ranked red zone defense in the Big Ten. They've lived up to that, unfortunately for them. Blitz coming. They picked it up well. Hardy, end zone. Did he get in? Yes, it's a touchdown. His 4th of the day. First time in the history of Indiana football that a receiver has posted 4 touchdowns in a single game. 4 pass-catching touchdowns. 13-yard play. Three to 7. Stars extra point is good. John L. Smith and company were down 35 a week ago. They're down 37 here today.
When you recognize blitz, you can take advantage of it. Lewis knows that Michigan State is coming after him. He gets the ball out quickly to exactly the right guy, and Hardy knows what to do with the ball after he gets it, but you have to pick up the blitz. Here comes the blitzer, but watch the running back step up right there. 22 McCray. Sorry about the telestration right there. I got a few extra lines on, but the running back has to recognize it, give the quarterback time. The quarterback goes to the right guy, tuck takedowns.
3rd and 11. Stanton. Over the top. Intercepted. Intercepted by Indiana. Kleinsmith on the interception. I beg your pardon, Will Myers the interception in the deep secondary. So Indiana takes over at the 40 in Hoosier territory.
Will Meyer does a tremendous job. He's the safety on the hash. A double move outside by T.J. Williams, number 12. Myers did what you're supposed to do. You're in.
It's about the time they should start playing, I would think. We'll see. Tyson Beattie's punt. Caught by Terry Love. He is caught, fumbles the football into the end zone and through the end zone. And on a play.
That should be a safety.
I would think, yes. Unless they rule. You can hear the IU players yelling for safety, but the officiating crew is not giving any indication that way. Indiana never had possession, but now
The ball was fumbled backwards out of bounds through the end zone. As a result, play ends in a safety.
Yeah, you're right, Kelly. It should have been a safety, and it is deemed a safety.
Yeah, initially it was ruled a touchback, but that wasn't the right call. The officials did a great job. If they have a decision to make, you have a question about it, get together and get it right, and they did exactly that.
Kelly, I think the question here is, where did the impetus come from? Did it come from the offensive player? He has possession right there. And then there goes the fumble. Now, if IU can recover it, it's a touchdown. They couldn't. It's out of play, so it's got to be a safety.
Right. And IU never had possession, so it can't be a touchback. The question is, recover it for a touchdown, or it goes out of the end zone, resulting in the safety, which is the call right here.
So they conferred. They got it right. Realism that we often don't deal with in sports. McCray trying to get to the outside. Wiley still playing hard, makes the tackle. Take a look at our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing. Will Myers had an interception, 9 tackles to lead this team here today. And Indiana steps up big time. The Hoosiers improved to 5-4 with a resounding 46-21 homecoming victory over Michigan State. They haven't beaten Michigan State here in these environs since 1993, which coincides with their last bowl appearance. The Rock has been defended here today, and we'll be back to Bloomington to wrap it up after these messages. There is the old brass spittoon, and it is secured by Indiana for the first time since 2001. And what a performance by the quarterback today. Kellen Lewis accounted for 336 of the 446 yards of offense. 5 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run. Special thanks to our statistician, Jeff Nelson. Once again, the final score, IU 46, Michigan 21. For Kelly Stauffer and our entire ESPN Plus crew, this is Wayne Larrity. This has been a presentation of ESPN Regional Television, the worldwide